Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam, dear devotees, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Hare Bol, to Vishwanath Prabhu, Pawan Prabhuji, Aarti Mataji, for leading the chanting this morning. Let's continue with our Mangalacharan and then reading. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna-prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, we will sing our prayer of the week. Parama Karuna. Anybody would like to sing today? Okay, then I will sing and then we'll read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Parama Karuna Bahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Sab Avatar Sar Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Parama Karuna Bahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Sab Avatar Sar Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrida Vishwas Kori Vishaya Chadiya Sera Se Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाई हे मोन दयाल दाता पशु पक्षी झूरे पाषाण विदरे शुनि जरा गुण गाथा संसारे मजिया रोहिली पोरिया से पदे नहीं लो आशा आपन करमा भुंजाए शमन कहो लोचन दास परम करुणा पहुदुई जन निताई गौरचंद्र सब अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री गौर नित्यानंद दया की जय श्री लालोचन दास ठाकुर की जय जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Okay, we will read the third purport today. This is the one that Prabhupada actually spoke in Atlanta as we were reading towards the end of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit when he came to Atlanta. Okay, anybody would like to read this today? It's long, so
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Aarti Mataji. Go ahead. Yeah, please.
Yes. Pahu means Prabhu. The shortcut is Pahu. Prabhu, Lord or Master. So these Prabhu, two Prabhus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressed as Mahaprabhu, Mahapurusha, and others, they are addressed as Prabhu. So these two Prabhus, Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are very merciful. Param Karuna. Param Karuna means extremely merciful because Krishna is also merciful, but because he is the supreme personality of Godhead in his original feature. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also Krishna, but he is acting as a devotee. He is not acting as Krishna. He is acting as devotee of Krishna. Namo Mahavednaya Vid Namo Mahavednaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradvishe Namaha. He is Krishna, but at present he has assumed the name of Krishna Chaitanya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also appreciated Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He made 100 verses about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to teach us, he destroyed the shalokas. Oh, it is too much praising me. So, anyway, some of the shalokas were saved. Two of them are mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, one of the shaloka verse is Prabhuji, is this same as Bhagavad Gita shaloka? I mean, we have to recite it like Bhagavad Gita shalokas.
No, Mataji, this is, yeah, it is like Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita में भी होता है, but it is a little longer one. So,
Can you, Prabhuji, can you do it?
वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योग शिक्षार्थम एकः पुरुषः पुराणः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुधिर्यस्तमहं प्रपद्ये.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is offering his obeisances to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, speaking like this that you are the same original person, Krishna, but you have now assumed the form of Krishna Chaitanya just to teach Vairagya Vidya Nij Bhakti Yogam. You have come to teach the mass of people the art of becoming detached to this material world. Viragya Vidya. Viragya. Ragya means attaching and Viragya means detachment. So we fallen souls, conditioned souls, we are very much attached to this material body and consequently material world. This is the disease. This is called Bhavaroga or material disease to become attached to this body. I am Indian, I am American, I am white, I am black. I identify with this body because we are very much attached to this body. But if we study very deeply why I am attached to this body, suppose if there is some danger, immediately warning, just this roof is going to fall down. We shall immediately take care of our body, of our own body, not of our God brothers, because we are very much attached to this body. This is our first business, how to save this body. Now, the next question is why you are so much anxious to save this body? What will be the answer? Can anyone say why one is so much attached with this body? The answer is that because I, the real I am within this body. Therefore, I am anxious to save it. Then why you are anxious to save the soul, individual soul? The answer will be that because I'm part and parcel of Krishna. So ultimately, we want to love Krishna, but because we are in a forgetful platform, then someone is trying to save his body, someone is trying to save his bodily relationship. Therefore, in so many ways, we are implicated with this material atmosphere. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us how to become detached to this material. That is Viragya Vidya. Vidya means Viragya Vidya. Vidya does not mean to become more and more attached to this material world. That is not. That is avidya, illusion. Because I will not be able to save this body will change. I will be annihilated. But still, I am very much anxious for this body. This is called illusion or ignorance or avidya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us Vairagya Vidya, how to become detached. He personally showed by his life example that he was very learned scholar in Navadvipa. His name was Nimai Pandita and he was very influential also. He was so influential that simply by his calling 1 lakh people joined him to show a civil disobedience movement, disobeying the order of the magistrate that you cannot perform kirtana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu organized immediately about 1 lakh of people and went to platform at the house of the magistrate. The civil disobedience movement, perhaps you know that it was inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi in India against the British government. But long before, 500 years before, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started this civil disobedience movement against the order of Qazi. So he was so popular. My point is that not only he was a very learned scholar, he was young man, 2022 years, young man, 2022 years.
22 years. Yeah, I think he's trying to say 22 years, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. But he was so popular that he could call 1 lakh people at once to start the civil disobedience, the social position. He was beautiful, Gaur Sundar. His another name is Gaur Sundar, very beautiful boy, and a very learned scholar, Nimai Pandita. Nobody could defeat him, and very influential and born of a very high grade Brahmana family. His father, his grandfather was very learned scholars. So in every way he was very well situated, although Brahmanas are not very rich. They do not care for money. Sorry, Prabhuji. Uh,
Yeah, they don't get money.
I forgot from where. They do not care for money. Oh yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. They are interested in knowledge, Brahma Jnana. And if one knows Brahman, then he is Brahmana. Brahman Janatite Brahmana. Brahmana means one who knows the absolute truth. This is Brahma Jnana. The human life is meant for the purpose. Atitho Brahma Jigyasa. Everyone should be interested to inquire about Brahman, the absolute truth. At least a class of man must be there in a society that is the brain of the society, Brahmana. Just like you have the brain in your body, if the brain is absent, if the brain is gone mad.
Aarti Mataji, I can take over from here.
Yes,
Go
Mataji.
ahead.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. If the brain is gone mad, then your whole body is useless. That is the position at the present moment. There is no brain in the society, all Shudras, no Brahmanas, because nobody is interested with the absolute truth. Everyone is interested how to eat, how to sleep, how to have sex, and how to defend. That is going on nationwide, worldwide. Therefore, our Krishna consciousness movement is interested in making a section of the people Brahmana, brain. They can guide. It is not that everyone inquires, neither it is possible. And everyone requires, neither it is possible. Unless one is very intelligent, he cannot become Brahmana. Brahmana means the most intellectual class of the body. That is Brahmana. Satya Samadaha Titiksha Arjavaha Jnanam Vijnanam Ashtikayam Brahmana Karma Swabhavajam. Bhagavad Gita 18.42. These are the Brahmana's qualifications. He must be truthful, so much so truthful that even to his enemies he will not keep any secret. That is called truthfulness. And samaha. Samaha means controlling the senses. Damaha. Samaha means we controlling the mind. Mind is our enemy. Mind is our friend. So if we can control the mind can act as a very good friend. And if we do not control the mind, then he can act as enemy. Therefore, the yoga system means controlling the mind, controlling the senses so they can act as my friend. Otherwise, they will act as my enemy. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. So there is necessarily a class of men who will act as the brain of the society. That is called Brahmana. That is a real human society where there are 4 classes of men, one acting as a brain, one acting as arm or armies or protection, one acting as belly or the food digesting machine. Unless you eat and digest food, how your body will be maintained? So everything is very scientifically designed in the Vedic civilization. So in the Kali Yuga, there is a scarcity of Brahmana. Brahmana is Vairagya. A Brahmana is not interested with the pounds, shilling, pence, get money and enjoy. That is not Brahmana's business. What is enjoyment? That is illusion. You cannot enjoy because you are conditioned by the stringent laws of nature. And what is enjoyment? There is no enjoyment. But they are thinking, I am enjoying. That is called illusion, Maya. There cannot be any enjoyment when you are not free, when you are not conditioned, when you are conditioned under the stringent laws of you do not like to die. You are forced to die. You must die. You cannot say, no, I will not die. That is not possible. So, where is your freedom? But we are declaring, now we are independent. That is illusion. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to save us from all these illusions. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya means living, not dead. And if we have no spiritual consciousness, if we have not Krishna's consciousness, then we are dead. Then what is this body? This body is dead, alive or dead, so called dead. It is already dead because it is matter. But because there is a spirit soul, it is moving. The same example, the motor car. What is this? A lump of matter, some iron, some other metals, or some rubbers in combination. And so long the driver is there, it is moving. It is important so long it is moving. And as soon as the movement stops, you throw it away. That is a very good experience in your country. So many useless motor cars are heaped together. So similarly, the Brahmana means one must know that who is the driver of this body, Brahma Jnana. So at the present moment, nobody knows who's driving this body. So therefore, all Shudras, fourth class men, there is no first class man. But in the human society, there must be four classes of men: first class, second class, third class. Fourth class, also required for assisting the higher third class. Everything is very nicely described in the Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita was taught by Krishna himself. But people could not follow him, misunderstood him. Therefore, Krishna again came as Krishna Chaitanya to teach personally the philosophy of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not teach anything else than what was taught by Krishna. Therefore, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Shikshartham Purnaha Purushaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Shiksha Artham Eka Purana Purushaha. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya 6.254. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari. Now you have assumed the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, but you are Krishna. That is also, Rupa Goswami said, we have to follow the Mahajanas, great personality authorities. Mahajano Yena Katasa Pantaha. CC Madhya 17.186. We cannot manufacture a way of life. We have to follow the footprints of Mahajana, great personalities. That is the way. Here at present moment, everyone is speculating. What is the use of speculation? You are imperfect. Your senses are imperfect. Whatever you establish, because you have established by imperfect senses, they are all imperfect. Therefore, that suffering, there is no solution. So speculative method will not help us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching is, it is not as he had manufactured something, he is also following. He quoted one verse from the prayers of Lord Brahma. Jnane prayasham udapasayam namante eva jivati san mukharitam bhavadivya varatam sthane sthita shruti gatam tanuvan mahan manobhir ye prayasho jita jito api asi taistrilokyam. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam in Brahma's prayer to Krishna. The purport is that you should give up this bad habit of speculation. Jnane prayasham. Prayasham means endeavor. I shall get this knowledge by speculating. This is called jnana prayasham. Endeavoring uselessly for knowledge. So udapashya. So give it up. Jnane prayasham udapashya namante. Just become submissive. Don't think yourself that you are very learned. Because if the senses are imperfect, how can you be learned? Whatever you see, that is imperfect. Just like we see every day the sun, these eyes. And what we see is just like a disc. Is it a disc? It's a 1400 bigger times than this earth. So, what is the value of you seeing? You cannot see what is behind the wall. Still, you're proud of seeing. Can you show me? Can you show me God? And what power you have got to see that he does not consider. He thinks I have got seeing power. Similarly, you study every sense. They're all imperfect, blunt. So any knowledge you acquire by gymnastics of the sense is useless. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. Not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, it is the Bhagavata's teaching, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the same. So if we have to give up this nonsense idea that I can attain to the perfect knowledge by speculation, manodharma by speculation, manodharma, mental gymnastic, that will not help us. So Jnane Parayasham Udapashya Namante Eva, just become submissive. Where to submit and where to submit. You must submit to a perfect person. Otherwise, why should you submit? Taddu Vijnanartham Sa Gurum Eva Abhigachet. Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahma Nishtam. So MU 1.2.12. So Bhagwan Krishna also says, Tadvidi pranipratena pariprashnena sevaya updekshantinte jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tattvadarshi, one who has seen the things as it is. So go there and from him take the knowledge, not that one who is speculating. That is the process, Vedic process. Therefore it is called Shruti, Shravnam, Shravnam Kirtanam Vishnu. SB 7.5.23. Shravna means hearing. Kirtana means glorifying. Of whom? About Vishnu. Not for anything else. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved this point. When he was talking with Sri Ramananda Raya suggested various methods of self-realization. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not reject him. He said, yes, it is also nice, but you go further above. Go forward still. So in this way, when Ramananda Rai quoted this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Jnane Prayasham Udapashya, he said, no, in the beginning he had Eho Bhaya Age Kaha. This process is not very important. It is external. If you know better than this, say. So in this way, after many rejections, when Ramananda Raya came to this version, Jnane Prayasham Udapashya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not say that is useless. Ehohaya, yes, this is nice. Ehohaya, it can be accepted. That is the beginning. That don't try to speculate. Just become humble and meek and hear from the realized soul. Namanta, Jnane Prayasham Udapashya Namanta Eva. Just become submissive. Do not think you know by everything. That is your illusion, Maya, because you cannot know everything. You may know something. That is not possible that you know everything. So to know everything perfectly, you cannot do it simply by speculating or handling your senses, imperfect senses. Sanmukharitam bhavaidya vartam. You hear from the realized soul. So Krishna, hear from Krishna. That is, he is perfect. And sthane sthitaha. To hear about Krishna, you do not require to change your position. Sthane sthitaha. You are a medical man? That is all right. Remain medical man. You are a scientist? That is all right. You are a lawyer? That is all right. You are a fool? That is all right. Because everyone is fool. But they're all divided by mental concussion. That is, here he is a fool. Here he is a learned. Because the learned is also a fool. But by mental concussion, he is recognized as intelligent. Same mental concussion. Devyate bhadra abhadra shakali samana. Chaitanya Charitamrita Kar said that in the material world, this is good and this is bad, and that is all mental speculation. Devyate bhadra bhadra sakali samana. That is a bala, a manda, sabha manodharma. That division, that is good, this is bad. It is mental speculation. It has no value. It has no value. So this mental speculation will not help us, and therefore, sthane stitaha, you remain in your position. It does not matter, good or bad. The mental speculator's verdict that this is good, this is bad, this is intelligent, this is fool, they're all mental speculation. That will not help. So you remain in your position, either in good or bad, it does not matter. But you do one thing, sthane sthita shruti gatam Tanuvan Manobi. You use your ears. That ear is bestowed upon everyone, either fool or learned. So use that ear. Sthane sthita shruti gatam. Tanuvana manobi. And hear attentively and mold your life as you hear from the realized soul. Sthane sthita shruti gatam. Tanuvana mano. One who remains like this, although he is imperfect fool, whatever he may be, he can conquer the Ajita. Ajita means God. Nobody can conquer him. But a devotee who sincerely hears about him from realized soul, he can conquer even Ajita, Krishna. Just like gopis, the gopis were women and not very high class women. Cowherdsmen in the village, not in town. Very educated, high society, Brahmana, Kshatriya. No. They all belonged to Vaishya class. And they were women, not Vedantists, not scholars. But they conquered Krishna. Why? And that is this they heard about Krishna and they became lover of Krishna. That is required. So that is the real qualification. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was so strict about womanly association. Still, he recommended Ramya Kachid Upasana, Vrajavadhu, Vargrabhir Ya Kalpita. There is no better type of worshipping Krishna than the system which Vrajavadhu, the gopis, adopted to love Krishna. That is the first class. That is the recommendation of Vedic Shastra. So vai pumsaha paro dharma yato bhaktir adosaje. SB 1.2.6. First class religion. Religion means to understand God. That is the sum and substance. The process may be different according to country, men, just like we worship the deity in the temple. That is also bhakti. And in the Christians, go to the church and offer prayer to God. That is also bhakti. That is also bhakti. 9 items of bhakti. Shavnam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smarnam, Pad Sevnam, Archanam, Vandam, Dasyam. Shavnam, SB 7.5.23. Shavnam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smarnam, Pad Sevnam, Archanam, Vandanam. Vandanam is offering prayer. So they go to church or go to the mosque. They offer prayers to the Supreme. That is also bhakti. So there is no question of what type of religion you're following. That does not matter. You follow anything, whatever suits you. But the result should be that you worship with the result. The result is how to love God. That should be the result. If you have come to that platform, how to love God, mad after God, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yuga Yitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pariva Pravashyitam Sunayat Yayitam Yagat Sarvam Govinda Virahename. Govinda Virahena. Being separated from Govinda, God, my life is vacant. That is required. It does not matter whether you follow Christianity or Hinduism or Muslimism. Whether you're feeling vacancy, everything vacant without Krishna, without God, that is the test. Yuga yitam nimeshena, every moment, because no one who is feeling separation from the Lord, he is feeling also when I shall see him. So this anxiety, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yuga Yitam Nimeshena, a moment is seeming to me a millennium, hundreds and millions of years separation. That is love. If you love somebody, and if you, of course, in the material world, that love. This love is not possible. There is no love in the material world. It is all lust. So love means loving God. That is love. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us, Yuga yitam nimeshena chakshusha pravavishyatam. I am feeling one moment as a millennium, being separated from Krishna, and the torrents of the tears are coming just like the torrents of rain. And asunayitam jagat sarvam, and the whole world is seeming to be vacant. Govinda virahename, being separated from Govinda, this is love. So it does not matter what religious system you are following. But the result should be this, that you should be mad after God. That is the test. Savai pumasah paro. That is first class religion. Yato bhaktir adokshaje. To love. Bhakti means love, service, rendering service. Adhokshaje means beyond the speculation of mind, mental exercise, bodily exercise. Adhokshaja. Adha karta akshaja jnanam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this, and he took sannyasa for the benefit of the whole world. He took sannyasa. He gave up. He his very opulent position in Navadipa, as I've told you, very learned scholar, very beautiful body, very beautiful wife, very affectionate mother, good popularity. There was no scarcity, and he was God himself. Why there will be any scarcity? There is no question. But in spite of, he took sannyasa for the benefit of the whole world. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come here in Atlanta. So you worship this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana. They are very, very merciful, and little service will enhance your devotional service to the larger scale. Thank you very much. Updated April 1, 2009. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Oh, thank you very much to Mataji and Aarti Mataji for this wonderful reading. Prabhupada wanted to speak today. Today is a very, very auspicious day, the appearance day of a spiritual master, as well as His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Right, that is Prabhupada's spiritual master. It's Guru Maharaj. It is his appearance day today. So it's very, very auspicious and very, very um, wonderful day for us to celebrate. And yesterday we saw, it was very coincidental again. Yesterday in the reading, we are seeing Prabhupada met his spiritual master for the last time, right, at Radha Kund. And so today, on his appearance day, Prabhupada is full of mercy, because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he actually, we see like these limbs that Prabhupada is talking about, 64 limbs of bhakti are there. We can follow any of the limb, but out of that, Prahlad Maharaj gave the 9, the Navada Bhakti, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And after from the 9 also, in Nectar of Devotion, Sri Rupa Goswami talks about Panchanga Bhakti, 5, Bhakti, which is, you chant the holy names, you serve the Vaishnavas, you serve the deities, and you stay in the Dhamvas, right? So like that, and associate with sadhus. So association, books, and chanting, and serving the Vaishnavas, serving the deities, and residing in Dham. So those Panchanga Bhakti also, out of those also, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta actually said that, Ekanga Bhakti is very important. And that Ekanga Bhakti is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us, right? Just chanting the holy names. So he gave us that, if for all, because we see, like if you have to associate with sadhus, when you associate with sadhus, what will you hear? You will hear only Krishna Katha, right? Which is glorifying the Lord and hearing of Krishna's pastimes. If you read books, again, what will you read? Like just by reading book, anybody can become a scholar, but that is not the goal, like Prabhupada is saying here. What is the goal? Prabhupada is saying the goal is to develop your love of God, develop that affection, that pure love, because in this world it's all lust. So when you read books, when you read these shlokas, when you read Prabhupada's purports, again, the whole point that ultimately we should know the end goal, like Prabhupada is saying, the end goal is to develop love of God. So if you read just the books, there is no point, right? And again, serving the deities. When we serve the deities, what are we doing? We are chanting some mantra, right? When we have to purify ourselves. When you offer bhoga, we chant mantras. When we worship, when we do archanam, we chant mantras, right? So we are again chanting. And then ultimately, when we reside in holy dham, again, we go for parikrama, we are always chanting. So chanting is kind of the foundation. You always have to chant with all the other angas of bhakti also. So that's why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said that Ekanga Bhakti, if it is 1 out of 64 also, he narrowed down to just 1 Ekanga Bhakti. And that Ekanga Bhakti, he emphasized is the chanting of the holy names. So that is how important it is. And again, we chant, but God has given us 2 ears so that we can actually hear the chanting. If you see our own lives, like if I see my life and any devotees, we first came to Krishna consciousness because, we actually heard something that attracted our hearts, right? So when we read books, when we hear from some sadhus, when we had association of some sadhus, we heard, right? When we come to the center every Saturday, there are Vaishnavas coming from all over the world to address us. We are hearing from them. Slowly, our hearts are being purified. The heart is like it's melting, right? Like today, now it's the time of ice, right? Outside, everything is ice. Ice can be white, or actually here in this country, we say sometimes it's like black ice also, right? And black ice is very dangerous, they say. So what do? We have to put some salt on the ice to actually melt that ice. right? So like that, we have to put some salt of affection. Just like when we cook prasadam, if you cook some bhoga, we have to eat something. If there is no salt in it, we don't like the taste, right? There has to be appropriate amount of salt. So that salt is actually the affection that we have to apply on our own ice-like hearts. Our hearts have become black like black ice after committing so many sinful activities over millions of lifetimes. So by putting that affection of the Lord, by putting that salt, our stone like ice like heart will melt eventually, and that the love for Lord will develop. It's already there in our heart. It's not like we have to externally manufacture it. It is already there, dormant in everybody's heart. It's just a matter of reviving it. And by chanting this one process, if we follow nicely, of chanting the holy names, that is everything. Like we say again, Ek Krishna Naam Kare, Sarva Papa Kshay, Navavida Bhakti Purna, Naam Hai Te Hai. So just by chanting, with purity, offenselessly, when we get to the stage of Namabhas and then Shuddha Nam, then that Shuddha Nam has the power to actually eradicate all our, misfortune, misgivings that are there in our heart and reveal the light of love of Godhead, which is dormant in everybody's heart. Like in this world, we are trying to seek happiness here and there, like Prabhupada is saying. So once I was remembering Gauranga Prabhu was saying in one of his lectures that, when he was in Bombay, and he was just walking by, and then he saw one he saw an apartment community, and the name of the apartment community was Sukh Shanti Apartments. He said, so in this world which is Dukhalaya Mashashvatam, he said, I was amazed to see, it is called Sukh Shanti Apartment, like that, which gives happiness and peace, right? But then he walked a little further, and then under that apartment there was a sign which says under repair and maintenance. So he was just laughing. He said that is the true thing in this world, that we are all trying to seek happiness and peace in this world, which is dukhale mashashvatam. It is full of dukh, full of misery, and ashashvatam. It is temporary. Nothing is eternal here. But and then the banner clearly says under repair and maintenance. So Sukh Shanti in this world, if you're trying to search for Sukh Shanti, you will only have to, face failures, because it is always under repair and maintenance. There is no Sukh Shanti here. So like that, it is very nice. But yeah, this process of this shloka that Prabhupada is quoting is very, very wonderful also, again, because this is the last chapter that Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the 13th chapter of Brahma's prayers to Krishna. These are the last verses that Srila Prabhupada actually gave purports for before he finished up his Leela pastimes in this world. And he left us, disappeared. So before that, this was the last set of prayers that he personally, translated and gave purports for in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that way also it is very wonderful. Yesterday we had the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, but again you see how merciful the Acharyas are, that we read about his separation yesterday, and today on his appearance day, Srila Prabhupada, by his mercy, by his empowerment of his Guru Maharaj, he's such a beautiful purport. It's so nice that we are able to read this today. So thank you once again, Meenu Mataji and Aarti Mataji, for the wonderful reading. Okay, so with that, let's pause here for today. We can continue our reading of summary of Prabhupada Leelamrita tomorrow. Okay, we'll conclude with Vaishnava Pranam prayers. Anybody else would like to say anything before we wrap up?
No problem. Very good. Nice discussion today.
Thank you, Narendra Prabhu. Yes, wonderful. It cannot be more wonderful than this. How we see how the mercy of the Acharyas are there. They're speaking to us every day. So yes. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद लीलामृत की जय। अपीयरेंस डे ऑफ श्रील भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Have a great day.
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.